So we're just hooking the gun up. Going to use a little bit of air from the gun just to blow off the car. Using a tack rag, making sure there's no bits of dust, debris on the car, or as little as we can to eliminate polishing, because we all know no one likes to polish. Right, so now we're going to chuck over a real light dusting of colour just to make sure there's no reactions going to happen. This is PPG Nexa paint water-based scheme we're using, which if you go on with a real heavy coat first, it tends to like all pickle up and go funny, so we just chuck on a real light dust coat and let that flash off. Alright, so now that's flashed off, just going to blow it with the air from the gun, just make sure it's fully tacked off. We're going to go on with a heavy coat now, a nice wet coat, just to try and get coverage over the areas that have got primer on, as you can see. I don't like to tack in between coats. I don't really like to touch the face. Try and touch it as little as I can throughout the whole process really, so I'll only tack if I've got to. As you can see there, it's got a nice full wet coat on it. Staying away from the edge of the back door, just so we don't get any colour there. And trying to stay away from the top of the end of the quarter up near the rear tailgate. Right, so now from editing, there we go, it's dry. As you can see, it's not quite covered because it's still light compared to the rest of the door where the primer was. So we're going to give it one more real full wet coat over all the repaired areas, just to try and get that coverage. And then once that's all flashed off, we'll come back, we'll put a drop coat over the whole area and try and blend that out from where you can see there where it's fully wet. We'll try and flick that colour out all the way towards the edge of the door, but not quite getting the edge of the door. Right, so now we're going to do our drop coat. Basically we're going to pull away from the panel a bit, drop the pressure just a tad, so we're probably about 1.5 bar now. I'm just going to do nice real light coats over the whole area from a distance, as you can see, a bit further away, flicking it out of the door. And then I like to go at different angles, so I'll go diagonally one way, diagonally another way, and then across, just to try and lose any mottliness that might be there, which there was with this colour. There's a lot of silver in this colour, so as you can see now, you can see the blend in the door. But I thought it's the sort of colour that when it's cleared, you're not going to see it. I mean, it's more noticeable on camera than it was in the booth. But I didn't want to flick the colour out any further, because then I'd be kissing the edge of the door, which would be pointless then. Right, so now we're going to come in, put a first coat of clear on. So we're using a Quater Supernova WS400, and it's wind the fan all the way in, and then we'll wind it out 1 3/4 turns, and then we're using full fluid as well. As you can see from that was just I gave it a quick dust over, not a full coat. We're having a bit of silicone issues in the booth, so I just put a tack coat on first. Right, so now we're going to chuck on a first real heavy coat of clear. We're using PPG 8131. Yeah, and as you can see, it was just a nice fast heavy coat. Get it on nice. now we're going to put on a nice, real wet second coat. Same as last time, really, just a lot. Going to move a bit slower and just get it on a bit more nicer so it flows out nice. Right, and then that's it, boys and girls. I'll just pick the camera up and take you for a little walk around what it looks like now. As you can see, it's got a real nice gloss level to it. It's PPG 8131, probably the best lacquer I've ever used. You can see there, like, the depth is just amazing. And whilst I've been painting the car and editing in between, I've also been doing the rear bumper and the door handle, obviously, so we can get a perfect match to the rest of the car that we've painted. And hopefully once it's refitted, everything looks bang on. There you go. Thanks for watching, people. Enjoy.